Hello students. Students, today we will discuss a very important topic, and that is oogenesis. So let's see what is oogenesis is. Oogenesis is the process of formation of mature female gamete. So the process of formation of mature female gamete is called as oogenesis. Now this process is initiated during the fetal stage. In the case of spermatogenesis, we saw that it is initiated at the time of puberty due to the increased GnRH level. But in the case of oogenesis, we see that it is initiated at the fetal stage, first thing, and it takes place in the fetal ovary. Clear? So first of all, what is oogenesis? The process of formation of mature female gamete is called as oogenesis. It is initiated during the fetal stage and it takes place in the fetal ovary. Now what happens when the female fetus is about 25-week old? Clear? So when the fetus is up to 25 week, what happens? Millions of oogonia are produced in its ovary. Clear? So first of all, what will happen? There will be continuous mitotic division, and as a result there will be millions of oogonium in the fetal ovary. Now these oogonium are diploid. Just remember, the oogonium are diploid. They have 46 chromosomes. They undergo mitosis and they increase the number. Now this phase is known as multiplication phase because they are increasing in number. After that, what happened? This oogonium enter the next phase, and that phase is known as growth phase, and they result in the formation of primary oocyte. Clear? So what happens? The oogonium enter the second phase, that is growth phase, and now they will be called as primary oocyte. Here we can see the diploidy is 2n. They also have 46 chromosomes. After that, the next phase is maturation phase. This primary oocyte will undergo meiosis 1. And we know that the meiosis 1 is reductional division. Just remember, it is reductional division. So after that, what will happen? The number of chromosome will reduce to half. But just see here what happens. When this primary oocyte undergoes meiosis 1, at the time of birth, the process gets arrested. It gets arrested at the prophase 1 diplotin stage. Just remember what happens. The primary oocyte will undergo meiosis 1. When it undergoes meiosis 1, it will start the prophase. In the prophase 1, there are 5 stages: leptotin, zygotine, pachytene, diplotin and dikinesis. So what happens? The process gets arrested at the diplotin stage at the time of the birth. So here it will get arrested. Now what happens? Then there will be childhood, and at the time of puberty, what will happen? The process will again continue and meiosis 1 will be completed. So at the time of puberty, the meiosis 1 will be completed, which was arrested at the time of birth. It got arrested at the diplotin stage of prophase 1. Just remember, this is very important. At what stage the meiosis 1 get arrested? It get arrested at the prophase 1 diplotin stage. Now at the time of puberty, again what will happen? The meiosis 1 will be completed. Now what will happen? We will get secondary oocyte and the first polar body. So here cytokinesis will take place, but here the distribution of cytoplasm is not equal. In this polar body, the amount of cytoplasm is less. A small polar body will be formed, and this will be known as the first polar body, and we will get a secondary oocyte. Clear? Now the secondary oocyte will undergo meiosis 2. So here again in meiosis 2, prophase 2 will be completed. It will undergo metaphase 2, and at that time again the process will be get arrested. So it will get arrested at metaphase 2. Now what will happen if there is entry of sperm within the 48 hours? This secondary spermatocyte, it will get a stimulus because the sperm brings a factor which is known as APC, that is anaphase promoting complex. Now what will happen? Meiosis 2 will be completed and what will happen? It will get converted into ovum and fertilization will take place. So it will get arrested first. The primary oocyte will be arrested at the time of birth at the prophase 1 diplotin stage, and it will also get arrested at metaphase 2 during the meiosis 2, when it will get the stimulus of the sperm, or if the ovulation takes place and there is entry of sperm, what will happen? It will get converted, it will change into ovum and the process of fertilization will takes place. So this is very important flowchart from the exam point of view. Just see it once again, then we will do some important questions. First of all, the oogonium, which is diploid, it will undergo mitotic division and the number of cells will increase. All these will be called as oogonia. The singular is known as oogonium and the plural form is oogonia. Now they will enter the next phase, that is the growth phase. Here it will be called as primary oocyte. Its ploidy is 2n. It has 46 number of chromosome. It will undergo the meiosis 1. But what happens during meiosis 1? It enters the prophase 1 and it gets arrested at the diplotin stage. After the birth, this will take place during the birth. But when it will reach at the puberty, what will happen? This meiosis 1 will be completed. We will get the secondary oocyte and a small first polar body. Now the secondary oocyte will undergo meiosis 2. Again, the process will get arrested at metaphase 2. Clear? Now what will happen? Suppose a female is unmarried. So what it will release with the menstrual flow? It will release the secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte gets converted into ovum only and only if there is the stimulus of the sperm, because the sperm brings the APC with it, anaphase promoting complex. Now what will happen? Fertilization will take place. Clear? So this was all about the oogenesis. Let's see some of the question and we will see how to do it. The very first question is the minute cells which separates from the developing ova during their maturations are called as. Now here we can say that these small cells which separates out during the process of development of ova is known as it is known as polar body. So the answer will be polar body. These are the small cells. Now next question is 20 oogonia yields 20 primary oocytes. Suppose there are 20 oogonia and they give 20 primary oocytes. How many ova are produced on completion of oogenesis? Now here we can see there is one oocyte and it gives rise to one ovum. So if there is 20 oocyte, primary oocyte, so they will give rise to 20 ovum. How many polar bodies are formed in unmarried virgin female? Now here the question is how many polar bodies are formed in unmarried virgin female. It means there is no stimulus of sperm. Clear? So here we can see primary oocyte, first polar body and secondary oocyte. Now this secondary polar body will form only when the meiosis 2 will be completed, and meiosis 2 will be completed only and only in the entry of the, if there is the entry of the sperm. So here we can write only one polar body. At the time of birth, egg is arrested in the form of, at the time of birth, when the birth of a female takes place, egg is arrested in the form of, so here we can see at the time of birth, it get arrested in the form of primary oocyte. So here the answer will be primary oocyte. Egg is liberated from ovary in human at. Now egg is liberated from ovary in human at which stage it is liberated? We are talking when there is no stimulus. Clear? So egg is liberated from ovary in human at secondary oocyte stage. So here the answer will be secondary oocyte. So like this you can get many questions in MCQ and you have to attempt it, and you can attempt it only and only when this flowchart is clear to you. So this was all about oogenesis. Thank you.